Hello everyone, my name is Vlad Arama. I'm an intern working at Ericsson on Trace Compass, and today I'll show you one of the features that I worked on this summer, which is called the execution comparison. So to install it, you go Tools, Add-ons, you search for the execution comparison, which is in incubation, and you can install the extension from here. So to quickly summarize it, the execution comparison is an analysis that compares the execution time between two groups of traces. It's particularly useful when you analyze two runs of a trace, one that performs well and another that doesn't. So first, let's set up the comparison by creating an experiment in Trace Compass, which I've already done right here. We've got two runs of a trace, and we created an experiment right here, which is opened. Then we can open the execution comparison view right here. And we're prompted with this huge view, which is separated in three distinct sections. At the top, we've got the data selection section, which is where you choose the traces you want to compare, and where you select the time interval you want to compare them in. In the middle, we've got the filtering query section, which I'll explain a bit later. And at the bottom, we've got the biggest part of the execution comparison, which is the differential flame graph. Right now, it's all white, it's all empty, but I'll show you when we compare the two traces, which is what we're going to do right now. So in the data selection section, let's say we want to compare this first trace to the second trace. So in group A, you only check the first trace, you only keep it toggled, and in group B, you only keep the second trace toggled. By default, this compares the two traces over their entire time interval. But let's say you want to investigate a specific region of time. For example, this region right here. You can select it using your mouse in the event count view. So you select it in group A and you select it in group B. Or you can also change the time interval with these panels right here, the from and the to panels of the respective group. At any point in time, if you want to reset the time interval, you just press these buttons right here, which will reset the conditions to the starting conditions. So all of the traces will be selected and they will be compared over their entire time interval. Now let's go back to where we were. So we select the traces and we select this specific area right here. And we see that we get a differential flame graph. So the differential flame graph is a visualization of the difference in execution time between the selected trace. So we can see in each function we've got a percentage, which shows the magnitude of the difference in execution time between group B and group A for each function. So here reveal shell, we can see that it has plus 139%, which means that reveal shell in trace B runs 139% slower than reveal shell in trace A. And they're also color coded, as you may have seen. So red colored function take a longer time to execute in group B compared to group A, while blue functions are faster in group B than in group A. We also got some white functions, which is where the absolute difference in execution time is less than 10%, so it's pretty minimal difference. And one of the interesting features we've implemented is the color palette. So the more contrasting the color is, the bigger the difference in execution time. So here we can see that the bright red colors has a bigger diff than this red, which is less bright. Additionally, we've also got some interesting features like the filtering query here at the middle. It is used for easy reproduction and sharing of experiments. So to use this feature, you press the Get Filtering Query button, and a textual prompt will be generated, which can be shared with other people who also use the execution comparison. So you just have to copy and paste this into another Trace Compass who uses the execution comparison, and it will generate the exact same conditions for the analysis. So it will select the exact same traces over the exact same time interval, which makes it easier to collaborate. So that was the execution comparison in a nutshell. Please try it out, tell us what you think, and leave a like and subscribe for more Trace Compass related content. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.